Hey, gorgeous people. I'm Alexandra Blair of Nine Lives Astrology, and welcome to my Monday morning coffee chat show where we sit and have coffee together and talk about everything happening under the stars. Before I finish this cup of jump scare, it's water. Now I can hear what you're saying. Why are you drinking water, you freak? This is our coffee morning chat show. Let me tell you, I'm drinking this water because I am sick as a dog, and this is going to be a blessedly short little video for you guys. My son is sick. I am sick. I haven't left my house in 6 days. No sun, no makeup, and no sleep. Let's fucking go. Now, I couldn't leave you guys hanging entirely because the workhorse, the Capricorn rising workhorse trapped inside my body simply wouldn't allow it. Even at the expense of bruising my third generation Leo stellium, showing up here in not my finest form, I couldn't leave you guys hanging. So this week, I'm going to keep it simple. It's not particularly groundbreaking to use Taurus season to rest, but it is clear that that's what's in the stars for me this week. As always, we're going to look at some of my favorite comments that you guys have left me on YouTube and Instagram on my posts and in my DMs and in my emails over the past week. Firstly, Shiny X3 says, "Oh, I can definitely question if I'm delusional and still be delusional. Neptune on my ascendant equals the constant feeling of what even is reality." Well, Shiny X3, I can relate because I also have Neptune on the ascendant. And the prowess of a Neptunian individual to be delusional should not be overstated. You're right. Dust 17,111 says Pluto is asking me to definitely form a more balanced relationship with caffeine and coffee, and I've been doing that, trying to drink more teas, green tea, lion's mane, other mushrooms, also trying to develop a more balanced relationship with cannabis and have some major physical changes happening here. That's such an awesome thing to share, and I never thought about that, but I've also been renegotiating my relationship with caffeine. This, I swear, not a part of it, actually just sickness, but that's a really interesting through line for Pluto Mars. Patricia Kim 366 says, "By the way, the dates you gave me of Mars Pluto are so spot on. November, explosive breakup, January, coming back together, and then this most recent Mars Pluto, unexpected, almost fight turned very productive communication. My heart just needs to catch up to my head, but it's getting there." Sending you so much love, Patricia. I'm so proud of you. And the Mars Pluto, if you have something in your life where you just heard me say November, January, April, it has not been subtle. Okay, let's get into our transits of the week. The beautiful thing about this week is that almost nothing is happening. There are actually no proper transits for us to dive into. There is just Mercury's lonely ingress into Taurus, and the moon, for her part, will slide from late Leo into mid Scorpio as we build towards the full moon in Scorpio on Monday, May 12th. So, yeah, it's really quiet this week. But if you've been following that Mars Pluto tension that started in January at the beginning of the year, flared up again in mid April with that Big Lebowski reference, and it's kind of been grinding away at the fixed signs. This upcoming lunation, this full moon in Scorpio, you might be feeling a gentle pressure building. Now, lunations are typically more subtle than these other sort of hard transits. It just happens that way. But Scorpio full moon, we are building to something that is quite spooky and not necessarily screaming or yelling at us, but building in this subtle way throughout the week. So, this is something I want to call your attention to. This full moon that's going to be happening next Monday, but that we're building to all week, it is angular to that Mars Pluto storyline, which means it happens across the fixed signs, as did the Mars Pluto. So, they're forming squares and oppositions to one another. And it might really tie into that for you. Something around power, drive, control, agency, ambition, those themes might really be coming up somewhere in your life. So, in this beautifully restful week, I want us to just sit and wait, sort of like a hunter hunting their prey, and just listen and observe and watch and track and take note and wait for the right moment and build your sense of agency and power, knowing that this full moon is coming next week, that we have more transits coming next week. Use this week to really build that sense of anticipation. If you find yourself feeling unusually heavy or slow or your body demanding rest, know that that's a feature, not a bug of Taurus season. A lot of times we get all excited about progress and personal development. Believe me, I am very guilty of that. And this is more for me than it is for you. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror when I say this. The thing I need to realize about rest is that rest is not a privilege to be earned. It is a required state for progress of any kind. Okay, how am I using this week? Well, you just heard all about it. And honestly, I'm pretty horizontal all week. I'm hydrating. I've got my electrolyte water. I am not pushing through. If there's ever been a week to cancel plans, stay off your phone, let your body lead, turn inward, try to observe like a little bit of that predator, maybe directed inward towards you. You might be feeling, ooh, who am I? What am I doing? There's this little meme that people always repeat on the internet where they say, if your life was a movie, what would your audience be screaming at you, the main character, to do right now? Maybe this is a good week to figure that stuff out before this spooky full moon in Scorpio hits us over the head on Monday. So emotionally, I'm just going to be paying attention to where that Scorpio full moon might be stirring something under the surface. No conclusions, just some curiosity on my part. Because this is such a short video, I wonder if you guys would do me a favor and answer me a question. What other astrologers do you really love looking at, watching, listening to, learning from, and hearing? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to fill my week with astrological content, but I bet you guys are going to be hungry too after I leave you with this measly, sure to be 5-minute video. Also, let me know whatever is surfacing for you in that quiet, in this build up to the Scorpio full moon. I am really looking forward to this full moon, and I'm going to be kind of planning something special to do for myself in its honor. All right, no sloshing sound of coffee for you today, just the sad glug, glug, glug of more electrolyte water. Thanks for sticking with me through this short and sleepy little episode. Here are some quick updates for you. My friend Sarah Posh and I are hosting an awesome event about Saturn and Aries. Now, Sarah previously appeared on this channel back in Aries season to talk through some of the eclipse stuff that was going on. Sarah is a really talented peer and collaborator that I'm honored to call a friend. And we have started this series called Unlock, where we talk about how transits affect you personally, particularly those big transits that people are always talking about. Oh, this is going to mean civil war. This is going to mean, we all know what the collective astrologers are doing. Sarah and I are interested in how some of these transits are going to affect you personally based on your natal relationships to these planets and topics. So for this webinar, Unlock Saturn and Aries, you can find the link in the description below. We are going to be walking through Saturn's 3-year stay in Aries and talking through personalized transit lists and talking through art and archetypes and stories and the nuances of the Saturn cycle and really getting into it. Definitely join us there. It is $33 to attend. We are doing it live on May 19th. I can't wait to see you there. My prices are really actually going up on May 9th. Being sick kind of knocked me off that schedule. So you guys got the benefit of having a few extra days to book at the old prices, but it's happening. So if you've been meaning to book a session with me, for real, do it now. I'm taking 2 weeks off in May to go to Norwalk. Would you guys be into a Norwalk vlog or nah? Okay, find all of that, 9livesastrology.com. Take care of yourselves. Water cheers. Clink. See you next week.